Hey, good morning, everybody. I look so nice. I'll tell you that for free. I look great. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, guys. Here in the lovely city of Durban, eThekwini, the land of the Zulus. You know what? The land of heaven. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. And yes, we feel great. We've got the sea breeze and everything. But so I'm here to give you your thought for the week or for the day or for whatever. Just something to meditate on. My name is Coach Kwazi. Some people call me Coach. Some people call me Pastor K. It really doesn't matter what you call me as long as you listen to what I have to say. And honestly, it's just my opinion. It's something that I meditate on every now and then. So, yesterday I gave a very interesting class. Some people might know it. It's the aspect of risk assessment in health and safety. And it's obviously a class called HIRAC. We call it hazard identification, assessment, risk assessment, and controls. Sorry, analysis, hazard analysis, risk assessment, and controls. So, there's one part of the program where we teach the element of hazard identification and analysis. Analyzing the hazard. If you say something is wrong, then we need to ask what is wrong with it and how do you describe it as wrong. If you say that a certain task in business or a certain task in an objective is giving out a wrong energy, meaning that either way somebody gets hit by, struck by, pinned on, in contact with, because everything has procedure and process in life. Now, we explore the element of energy. And it hit me yesterday while I was teaching the class, because at the end of the day, I've probably taught the class more than 30 or 40 times by now. But when I said that sentence yesterday, the definition of energy, what is the definition of energy? And, many students have answered it many ways. Some people say energy is the force required to move something. Energy, somebody said energy is the stored source that exists within something. Like that would be the inherent energy of something. It would be, but everybody always goes towards the description of the doing of energy. And the definition that we've come to as facilitators many of the times, especially when it comes to HIRAC, is that energy, now listen to this, this is very important, because this is the question I want to ask you. Energy now is defined in the HIRAC process as the motivation required to complete the objective. Now, I don't know if you heard me carefully. Energy is defined as the motivation required to complete an objective, which means that everything starts off with a thought. Come on, somebody. If we define, and I'm just using this, if we define energy, all the energy in the universe, as motivation, it means that, funny enough, we need to go back to Genesis 1. Because the Bible says that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was void and was dark and without form. Then it says something very critical. And the Spirit of the Lord hovered upon the face of the deep. And a lot of theologians have looked at that sentence and said, this was a time span in which God sat down and he thought. And there was no movement at the time. There was nothing. Because if you look at the first one, it talks about how a very general statement, God created the heavens and the earth. And then it says, but there was nothing. There was no force. There was no movement. There was nothing that characterized or gave the earth form or character in any way. And then it says the Spirit of the Lord hovered. God was just sitting there. And nothing was happening. God was just waiting there. The earth was without form and it was void. It was empty. The voidness speaks of an emptiness, not only of source, but of energy. There was no movement. And God hovered over the face of the deep. Come on, somebody. Now the motivation required to complete the objective, that means that in that time, God was collecting the motivation required to complete the objective. Now, this is very important, guys. It means that everything that we do starts off with the motivation required to complete the objective. What motivation do you have? What do you think motivates you? And that is very important to answer. What motivates you? Because whatever motivates you will give you the energy required to complete your objectives. You cannot get to where you want to go if you do not put energy to it, which means that if you do not put motive behind it, nothing just happens. If you're just thinking that you're going to become successful, you've lied. You're not going to become successful if you have not put motive behind it. Why do you want to be successful? E.T. says you need to want success more than you want to breathe. You need to dream about it. You need to wake up every morning and you need to smell it. You need to let it become everything in you. You need to see it. You need to breathe it. You need to ask for it. You need to pray about it. That's the only way you get success, because that's the motive. That's the energy that you put into it. So the question is, what energy are you putting where? You know, when I said it yesterday, something clicked in me and I said, oh my God. Oh my God, I've been teaching this class for so many years and I haven't been hearing this definition so much, because at the end of the day, the energy that you put into something determines its objective. If you're going to come in with bad energy, baby, if you're going to come in with that nasty attitude, if you're going to come in with that nasty objective, if you're going to come in with that nasty mindset, guess what? Doesn't matter how hard you try, doesn't matter how much you pray about it, doesn't matter. You've put the wrong energy into it. Then the objective is going to be totally wrong. The wrong energy equals wrong objectives. The right energy equals the correct objective. What energy are you transmitting? What energy are you putting out to the universe? You know, we always teach this law of attraction, but the law of attraction makes sense if you start looking at what energy is. If energy is the motive required, then therefore, if you put out a motive, you put out a mandate to the universe, you put out a beaker or a beacon of some sort, and you're a shining light, you're a lighthouse for good energy. Guess what happens, baby? Good energy comes your way, because that's exactly the motive you've put out. You've put out a mandate to the universe. You've become a beacon of good energy, and only good energy will come your way, because that's who you are. That's the energy you portray. So this morning, all I have to say to you, check your energy, baby. You're wondering why things aren't going well for you. You're wondering why it's looking all shabby. You're wondering why everything is not working out the way it should be working out. You're wondering why that job isn't coming. Why your life isn't panning out the way it should be panning out. Why, whatever you could be wondering. Check your energy. Just check your energy. Let's check the energy first. Let's look at all the objectives. Let's look at why do we want what we want when we want it. Check your energy. The motive required. Check your energy. It's the motive required to complete the objective. Good morning, everybody. We love you a lot. And have a great day.